He might decide to stop, he might decide not, even though they prepare some scenarios ahead of time. But sometimes they cannot waste time, and if they feel good, they won't have to stop and get a drink. Also, this stop is a way for the coach to, to spend a few seconds with the swimmer, give him some advice, shooting at him something, giving a sign. Here they are coming, just about to enter the platoon, the feeding station. They will have to go under the gate, so they are narrowing down. Still tight, I can tell it might be 8 seconds difference in a 30 swimmers I can see now in the water. As we can see, the leaders are stopping, so most of them will stop. They don't want to let these guys go away too far. 2 seconds, drink, throw it away and keep swimming. Some of the coaches, as 2 swimmers, they have to fit inside the water, and in case they coming in together, each one of them will have a cup, so they need to know if they take the right one or the left one. You always have to think in open water about every little detail and not just swimming from side to side like in the pool. There is a lot of strategy going on, and I can tell I've been a swimmer, and before a race maybe I spoke 2 minutes with my coach running a few scenarios in the pool, but we were pretty much knew what's gonna happen. Open water, you never know. I can see them spending much longer time with the coach, even the night before at the hotel. They are taking any advice they can get and any good information before the race, in the morning, about the condition, about the weather, about the water, about the other swimmers. And it's all very dynamic according to the situation. That makes this race pretty unique. Different competitions, different oceans, seas, lakes, you never know. Beautiful shots by the drone. We could see how open is the sea. It's the Red Sea in Eilat. They have to make great navigation to stay in the right direction. It's easy to get lost, especially if you put your head down and just swimming. The waves might keep you away from the path you tended to do. Basically, I spoke to some swimmers. They are looking in different objects far away, such as hotel or even this boat. And they try to center themselves accordingly at the same angle. So they know the hotels should be to the right and the boat has to be to their left, and they keep swimming. making a turn. This is where they might get elbowed, but the referees over there will see. If there any interference, they will pull the yellow card, 2 yellow cards, and you're out. And I think I'm not thinking, for sure they can take you out immediately if you make something serious. So the swimmers might need to be a little extra careful in the turns. It's the same top 4 leading. I see Paltinieri is 5th, Olivier is 4th, Razowski is 1st. 2 Italians in 2nd and 3rd place. There is 2 seconds separating them, so it's still very open. And probably it's gonna stay like that until the very last kilometer. These guys are very experienced. There's the speed, there's the talent, there's the strategy. It's the full package, these swimmers. We can see in the last years more and more pool swimmers coming to the open water. It used to be different. It used to be different group of swimmers. They never met each other in the pool, not in the Olympic level. And Paltinieri, I think, was the first one to win an Olympic medal in both events, open water and at the pool. And I'm sure it's hard to recover after a 10-kilometer race, but he managed to do so.
I can give you the leaders now for the
also, Wellbrook was close to an Olympic medal. The German is not here.
And Paltinieri after that, but it's very close between
But
those.
in open water he won. It's still very close. We can see the names are the same. Olivier, Paltinieri, every race they will be there on the podium or around it. So it's a small pack. Got ahead. There are around 6 swimmers. And it's very hard to move from one pack, one group of swimmers to another. It's very hard to catch up by yourself. Not many swimmers can do it. So I'm pretty sure this pack will stay until the end, and they're gonna break in maybe to smaller groups. But we kind of start to have the picture of the leaders. Krzysztof Razowski is in front. He is leading a big part of the race already. More of the quarter of the race. He is in first. I can tell that the leader during the race is not always the winner. As far as I've seen, it's not the case most of the times, but he is experienced enough to know how to split, how to make the energy going for this long race. Maybe it gives him faith and courage and more confidence to lead such a race. And that's a statement. He has the gut, he has the courage to do so. Most of them don't want to be in the front. They want to save as much energy as they can and do the drafting. Drafting is a big thing in open water. We can see them sticking to each other just to be on this draft. The women finishing their second lap, quarter of the race, 2,500 meters in 32 minutes, almost 33 minutes. It's a good pace. I think the men went through in 30 minutes, so it's very fast pace for the women. It's a tighter race in the women's side. We can see Israel and Italy in front. 4 girls, 2 from Israel, 2 from Italy. I just mentioned the pool swimmers. I can tell that Becky Posner from Israel is a great pool swimmer as well. She's the Israeli champion short course meters from 2 months ago. Eva Fabian was the previous world champ in open water. She represented the United States until a decade ago and make a move to Israel, racing in any competition she can. She is in the Israeli team for several years now, represented us around the world. What a beautiful shot here. The guys on the kayaks and the boats will not show you the way. It's not like cycling or running. We should not follow them. They are just there in case of need, or for the referees to take a closer look. So it's mostly lifeguards and referees on these kayaks, boats, jet skis. They are all around them, surrounding the swimmers. Make sure we have a proper race. But you should not follow them. We have shots taken from the boats, we have shots taken from a drone. This is a shore we are sitting in. It's so hard to swim by yourself. We can see the guys by themselves. It's a much different experience than being in a group, drafting. It's a much harder race. And I see the man about to finish the 3rd lap. 43 minutes. And I think they're going faster each lap, to be honest. The gate is so narrow, they have to fight their way in. And hopefully they make it clean.
Razowski there, Sanzulo, Paltrinieri, Olivier, Roditi. אחדות גם שם בדבוקה המובילה.
From the
צפוף שם מאוד.
Israelis, it's very tight. We have Matan Roditi, 4th place at the Olympic Games. He is in the leading pack. Jonathan Achdut as well. Young swimmer from Jerusalem. And of course Razowski, Paltinieri. It's hard to tell which swimmer is who. It's not like in the pool, each swimmer will have his own lane and we can easily look at the start list and know. That's why they have numbers in here. And we have the help from the media. We can see now Razowski is first, followed by Acerenze and Sanzulo, the Italians, and Paltinieri. The Italians sent many swimmers here. They are a very strong team. Practicing all together in Italy, and I know people from different places are joining them to this elite group. The Europeans in general are very strong in the game of open water. As we could see in the Olympic, I think the whole podium was European. And the women, of course, we have Ana Cunha from Brazil. I spoke with her coach earlier. She will go to any open water race in Brazil. Doesn't matter if it's 3 kilometers, 10 kilometers, 5 kilometers. Every weekend she can catch a race. She will go. If it's professional, if it's for the community only, if it's for master swimmers, she will be there. Sometimes they will make an adjustments for her, such as swimming with the men, swimming with the triathlon sprinters at the first part, but she is racing as much as she can. She just turned 30 yesterday. And it's a typical age for open water swimmers. It's a much older sport than the pool. So Ana Cunha's coach also said she never practice in the ocean, never, just racing. Racing as much as she can, every weekend she can, if she can, but never practicing. It's out for him to measure her practice and improvement in the ocean since to the change of the conditions. So he will rather skip it, do the hard work in the pool and race in the ocean. I know the Israelis are practicing in the ocean, as I mentioned before, in the Mediterranean Sea, at least once a week, with a great coach. So there is no one way to go. Each team has a different program, but they all swim very high volume of kilometers. fourth lap for the men, almost halfway. As I mentioned before, they will swim a lot at the pool just to be prepared for such a race. They will do a little more than a typical swimmer. Around 80 kilometers a week, that's normal for them. 8 kilometers per practice, huge main sets, and a lot of cardio working, anaerobic. It's hard to match the feeling in the race and make the same atmosphere at the pool, but talented coaches make some adjustments. I know in Israel they take the lanes off sometimes. And do special things, but I won't reveal all the secrets. Fourth lap at the turn. You can see the man. You cannot go under the buoy. You cannot go to the right, to the buoy from the right. You have to go around it from the left. And if you are in a bad position before, it will be hard to get in. It's very tight over there. Swimmers going one over another sometimes. So you need to think ahead of time how to position yourself before of a turn, before of the gate, so you won't lose a valuable time. Krzysztof Razowski still in the lead. Look how fast they go. The guy is kayaking next to them at about the same speed, just to give you guys perspective. I know the Israeli guys, they had the relays. Each one of them swam 1250. They went around 13 minutes, 12 minutes and 50, 20 minutes high, 13 minutes low. That's a great pace if you think about it. Even for the pool with the walls, they are in great shape. You have to be in great shape to race 10 kilometers. It's the swimming marathon. And it's about the same time when you think of it, 2 hours. They're all wearing smart chips in a watch. So they're using a watch in both their hands. This watch will have the smart chips. So our guys at Microplus take care of the times perfectly. When they go under the gate, they can see the lap times. At the end, they can see the correct time. Sometimes it's very tight, so it's hard to decide which one is first. But it's still a touchpad. And we have the chips, so it's easier to tell. we can see they're keeping their legs to the end. You guys will see at the end how much more they are kicking. But in 10 kilometers, you cannot use the legs like crazy during the race. And it's not a big difference in the ocean, so they rely on their hands only. Legs are the biggest muscles in the body, and if you are burning them, you will have a lot of lactate.
Event now crossing the timing gate. Ana Cunha is first.
Halfway, not halfway, sorry, the third lap for the women, 3,750.
Oh, it's so loaded.
Ana Cunha is in first. It's so packed. I can see Orion Gavlan from Israel just got a drink and keep going in a good spot.
Eva Fabian.
It's maybe 5 seconds separating them. Very interesting race. Eva Fabian in second. Ana Cunha is first. The woman took 48 minutes to finish 3 laps. I remember the men were around 43 high. So they are giving them a minute per lap advantage. Ana Cunha is first. Tadeci, the Italian, is second. De Valdes Alvar from Spain is third, as now. And the French, Josie, is fourth. Ana Cunha, the Olympic champion. She also won the FINA Cup 3 months ago in Israel.
The order in the women's event after 3 laps. Ana Cunha, Ginevra Tadeucci, Maria De Valdes, Carolina Juiz, Lisa Pu, Giulia Gabrieleschi, Ocean Cassignol.
Ocean Cassignol in fifth.
That's the first one. Eva Fabian not so far after that.
Eva Fabian right behind them.
10 seconds. Between the first
Still managed to stay in the first pack. I wonder to see what the time will be after halfway, the 4th lap for the men. Because usually they split even, or even going negative split, which is the second split is faster. But that will give us a better idea of what time they might finish the race. The men are about to finish the 4th lap, halfway mark. And that would be around 58.5 minutes.
Approaching the timing gate now.
So we can expect a time of less than 2 hours for the race. That's pretty impressive, considering the conditions. As you can see, it's very wavy outside. Look at the platoon
with the lead,
with 30 staff members over it. It's still moving.
Second. Acerenza, Paltrinieri, Olivier, Matan Roditi.
Matan Roditi.
Matan is 7th right now.
He's 7th right now after Olivier, Paltrinieri, Razovsky.
A huge pack, so close.
A great position for Matan Roditi, the leading Israeli in this race for now. So we can tell it's a different technique. From the pool, we can see them breathing every second, which is not typical. But they have to stay with eye contact to the shore to tell they are in the right direction. Not using the legs much. And breathing every second. Most of them. You can see the Italians are strong in front. Hungary and Italy. 2 each are the combined leading 4 guys for the men as the halfway. Rozovsky, Sarkany, the Hungarians are in front. Sanzulu and Anseria, the Italians, 3rd and 4th. We can see Becky Posner from Bat Yam. On the screen. It takes so much courage to lead such a race, especially when you know they are all waiting for you to fade a bit so they have a chance to take you down at the end. We could see someone is going on his back. Sometimes they want to have a better view of fixing their cap. Many things can happen during a 10 kilometers race. I remember swimming 6 kilometers in open water. I actually lost my cap during the race, but it didn't bother me because I just wanted to keep swimming. Following the live timing we have here, we have, in the Israeli side, we have Matan Roditi in 7th, Jonathan Achdut in 9th. Great for both of them in the leading pack two Israelis in. The women's side is much more tighter. We still cannot tell. There is not actually a leading pack. They are all together, led by Anna Cunha. As for the men, Krzysztof Rozowski is still first. Looking at the great microplus timing. We can see 4 Italians are in the top 8. Guidi Marcello, Sanzulo Mario, Asenra Domenico, and Sanzulo Pasquale. 2 Hungarians are top 2, Rozowski Krzysztof and Skranzi Zalan. There is 8 seconds gap in the top 10, which still keeps everything open for the race. Gonna be interesting to watch how is it developing. Bethlehem David is in 10th, the Hungarian. He is a strong swimmer for medals, as I remember, from the last cap he raced. So we should keep an eye on him as well. As for the women, we have Anna Cunha is in the lead. But it's much more tighter race. We have maybe 24 girls in, a range of 10 seconds, including 3 Israelis: Eva Fabian, Oriane Gablan, and Omer Schwartz. It's funny how we cannot predict anything in this sport depending on the nature. Yesterday we had a flat sea, really flat. I've seen them practicing. That wasn't a single wave out. And now it's so choppy. We didn't see that coming. But they're going so strong, it's not moving them at all. As I mentioned earlier, the halfway split for the men were 58 minutes and 30 seconds. We are looking for under 2 hours race from our top 5, top 10 guys. It's a great tempo, great timing. This guy is going fast no matter what's going on in the water. Marc Olivier is 6th as now in the leading pack. He won the race 3 months ago in Israel, the 10 kilometers. He won by a hair. That was super tight, ahead of Krzysztof Rozowski. Greg Paltinieri didn't race. That was the FINA Cup 3 months ago, as I mentioned. Yesterday, the 5 kilometers, that was between these 3 guys. Marc Olivier got second a tiny bit after Greg Paltinieri. This decision was made after a photo finish shot, so it was really hard to tell, almost touching the same. And Krzysztof Rozowski in 3rd. These guys are so strong, even mentally, just racing yesterday, because I know many swimmers didn't. They want to get a great rest before the race today. But we could see the top swimmers didn't fear, and they took an advantage of it to practice the halfway race. The women finishing the 5 kilometers, 4th lap, halfway, going under the grate. Around an hour and 3 minutes. We will have the splits soon. Is the second group of the women. They broke into 2 big chunks.
So now the women passing the gate. We have Aurélie Muller there with the lead.
Oh, that's the first pack actually. Gabrielle Edge is in first, hour and 4th.
And then 6th place or 7th place.
Eva Fabian are in the top 8 as well, I can tell from here. 9th. Anna Cunha is in 8th. We have three Italians, 3 Hungarians in the top pack. We can see 10 seconds separating them. It's not much. Everything is still open. That's for the halfway.
197, okay?
It's still a clean race. No yellow card were pulled so far as an halfway. Except of a yellow card at the beginning. גברים? רק גברים או נשים? A yellow card at the beginning, at the very beginning, was pulled for the men. Other than that, it's a clean race.
Isapu also there up front. It's still very tight, of course. Now the man approaching.
Lisa Pou is in the lead for French.
The man going on ending the 5th lap. Krzysztof Razowski we see approaching now.
For the men finishing the 1st lap. Look at this, a minute behind the women. They're gonna lap them out. It's gonna be interesting. Maybe some women will catch up with them, get a ride after drafting, if they can catch up to that speed. Razowski and Sanzolo, top 2. Assenzer is 3rd. Guidi is 5th, Olivier 6th, Paltinier 7th, Matan Roditi in great position, top 8 for Israel, is in the leading pack. After finishing 4th at the Olympic game in Tokyo, we know he has something in the tank, he can surprise us. Bethlehem in 12th, Yonatan Ahdut, the young Israeli, is 14. Hour and 13 for the 1st lap in the men. We can see Razovsky is not in the lead anymore. He's second. No, he took the lead again. They're going into the second half. I told you these guys might negative split it or even split it. Most of them go strong, especially the first pack.
איבן הישראלי אמרנו, יונתן אחדוד במקום השני כרגע, 15 שניות אחרי המוביל, 24 שניות אחרי המוביל זה עידו גל, הוא השלישי מבין הישראלים כרגע, כמובן מתן רודיטי כמו שציינו, מוביל מבין הישראלים שמיני בדירוג הכללי, ממש על הרגליים של גרגוריו פלטריניירי, זה כל כך צפוף.
פלטריניירי in 7, רודיטי in 8.
סטנצולו היה עם היתרון.
Super tight race for the men. 10 seconds separating the top 14.
Razovsky second.
Razovsky is second after leading 50% of the race. He might getting a bit of a rest now, drafting. The men are about to catch up with the women, lapping them. As we've seen, the women left 5 minutes later, and the men are cutting a minute per lap. So in a pace of 13, 14 minutes a lap for the men, they should catch up with the women soon. I wonder how is that gonna work? Krzysztof Razovsky took the lead again. He's making a statement. I'm here to stay until the end. And I wonder if we could see him in a podium and in which place. So much confident in his swimmer. We can see more men coming into the feeding station. They are a bit behind. It's hard to stick with these elite level athletes, swimmers. We have young swimmers as well that just trying to get experience in the field. But they still have each other to race. That's what's beautiful in this sport. They will break into many, many groups. Not many of them will swim by themselves. It's so hard mentally and physically. So they try to stick together, and it's almost impossible to move from one group to another. You will have to sprint by yourself for at least few hundred meters and hope to catch up. Sometimes you cannot even see them. An hour and 19 minutes in. 6th lap. I'm getting the times from Micro Plus. And we can see Italy and Hungary are dominating the top 8. Marc Olivier is 6th. The French. And Matan Roditi is closing it right after Paltinieri. Positions are stay the same. Not any big movers so far. But time-wise, I can see they're going faster each lap, so it's hard to keep up with this man. They pace super fast, super smart. The guys on the kayaks, the boats, always surrounding them. Make sure the race is clean, no interference. And make sure nobody need anything special if they need help or they need to get out. There is a small procedure for that. They will have to turn on their back, raise their hand, and wait to be pulled outside. They cannot just leave. Most of the swimmers are still swimming. I see maybe a couple swimmers that left. We can see we prepare for anything, even with a jet ski inside. Many lifeguards are in here. They just pulled another swimmer from the water. You can see the beautiful shore of Israel. It feels almost like a winter in the last few weeks, so it's not very populated by now. The swimmers have everything for themselves. In the hotel, they're creating their own environment, their own atmosphere. These swimmers know each other. They eat together, they race together, they practice together at the same times. Special group of young people. racing all over the world. They're about to finish their 6th lap. Last turn and going into the feeding station, the platoon. They have to prepare everything ahead of time. And the coach and the swimmer have a special relationship. They have to read all these nuances, all these small signs. Sometimes they switch a few words. Everything in a very short period of time, because they still want to stay in the race. They cannot waste time at a longer stop. We can see both of the gates. As I mentioned, the gate on the left, the closer one to the shore, is only for the finish. So they have to pay attention to go to the gate on the left, to the left of the platoon. And that's the gate they have to go through every lap. This is where they narrow down, shoulder to shoulder. It's a pit stop for them, getting a quick drink and keep going. Up, throw it away and keep swimming. That took 2 seconds. I told you guys, I've seen them practicing it yesterday, 2 days ago.
Crossing the timing gate.
Every detail of the race they're going through over and over.
Lead for the ladies.
Even these 2 seconds feeding over a 2 hours race, they will practice it. Anna Cunha is taking the lead. Gabriel Lecce in 2nd for the women. Pou, the French, in 3rd. Muller is 7th. We have 3 French in the top 8. Eva Fabian from Israel is closing the top 8 girls. They are still all very close. It's tighter race for the women, as I mentioned. We cannot predict what's gonna be at the end, because it's still very, very close. Big group of women all together.
So we have the women's
Anna Cunha in the lead.
Anna Cunha, Gabrieleski,
And
De Valdes,
1 hour, 21
Castiglione,
minutes,
Balog,
finishing
Muller.
lap 6 out of 8.
Now we're with the men's event.
They have 2,500 meters left.
Crossing the gate first.
And here are the men going under the gate.
Acerenza second.
30 seconds behind the women. They're gonna catch up this lap. Razovsky is in 1st. Wow. Top 10 dominated by Italy in Hungary. We have Olivier as well, the Frenchman, and Rodit is the Israeli. But as you can see on the screen, we have 4 Italians, 3 Hungarians, the Canadian Fan in 11th, 2 French, 20 and 13, Zaitouni and Raymond. Bethlehem is 16, Marcia 17. They're all going, I can see them under the gate, they're going super quick, trying to stay together, at least eye contact. It's 2 groups.
So
2 groups of men swimmers separate by maybe 10 seconds. But this 10 seconds is almost impossible to catch if you want to go by yourself. Because this guy is pacing at least 60 seconds per 100, a minute 102, 103 per 100.
3/4 of the
If you want to
race
close this
over
gap,
for
you
the
have to
men.
do something abnormal. But the two groups are pretty close to each other.
מתן כרגע עשירי. מרחק 10 שניות
מתן
דרך
רודיטי is
המוביל,
in
מאוד מאוד
10th
צפוף
place.
שם. הוא הראשון מבין הישראלים.
First from the Israelis.
עידו גל קדם במקום השני.
Ido Gal
יונתן עבדות צפוף.
and Yonatan Achdut are closely together. The two Israelis. Ido Gal is second from the Israelis. Made a big move. And Yonatan Achdut is in third for the Israelis.
תפנק בזה 2 בקבוקי שתייה. תפנק אותה, תגיד לו. מה אם לא נכניס טוב? לא, אני מדבר על ה-10 שנכנסים זה לפה, הם רוצים היום דבר. היתר האחרים זה 10 ו-4. רגע. תואר מה זה רק השישה.
The men finished their 6th lap under an hour and 30. I can see it's 1 hour and 27. We're expecting 1:54, an hour and 55. It will be interesting to see what the final time would be. And Krzysztof Rozowski is still in the lead.
תודה.
Look, what a big group of swimmers for the men. And that's why you have to think. We can see some of them on the right a bit, some of them on the left, and the buoy in front. They have to position themselves on the right path so they won't go the extra meters. Such a wide sea, it's easy to get lost. Olivier making a move. He's in 4th place. Sanzulu and Alessandra is 2nd and 3rd for Italy. And Rozowski is still in the lead, the Hungarian. We could see some of them are looking up, sighting. Sighting is important. Some of them just trust their inner gut feeling and keep their head down. Beautiful technique for Rozowski, going almost like cruising in in a great tempo, not spinning his hands much,
So it's Razowski,
comparing to the rest.
Stanzullo, Acerenza, Olivier, the top 4 right now. Live from the boat.
It's hard to lead. You not often look back, so you cannot tell whether they are on their legs or how much you got farther. You just have to believe and trust yourself. You are doing the right move. And hopefully increasing the lead, but that's so much harder. We can see them swimming shoulder to shoulder, even if they're only a couple. The yellow buoy in front, you have to go around it with your left shoulder. No shortcuts over there. There are 4 turns each lap. We can see the difference between the buoys. I've been to the tech meeting. That's around 50 meters. That's the size of an Olympic pool, and look how small it is over here. Surrounded by the boats, the referees. Look how many staff members around them. They have to make eye contact to see everything is clean. Look at the boats, you can tell how wavy is the sea today. But it not seem to affect the time, the overall time. They're still going in a fast pace. Some people on a different pace, as we can see, just going in the feeding station right now. These are the women. And here they come, finishing the 7th lap. Getting closer and closer to the gate. I wonder if anyone gonna stop before the final round. It looks like they're going far from the feeding station. They're all going through the gate. Yeah, they are not stopping.
Razowski now with the lead.
No one is
Olivier
stopping
second.
to get food.
Paltrinieri
They all just want to get
third.
over with, and they cannot spend
Rodriguez
time
now
in
sixth
the
or
last
seventh,
lap.
But it's still very close. Razowski.
We can see the splits. Same people. Not much change. We can see Scaranzi and Sanzulo drop to 8 and 9. They were top 2, top 3. Paltrinieri in third. He's making a move over there. Roditi is still 7th. And Rozovsky still in the lead. An hour and 41 heading to the last lap.
One more lap for the men. 2 more laps.
Forlan and Bethlehem 13, 14. Zeytouni in 11th. We have 2 French guys. Olivier is 2nd. Razovsky is in 1st. You can see the difference in the tempo for the swimmers. Olivier much higher tempo. Shorter strokes, but it's all about energy. They passed the women, as we could see. We could see the leading pack. I didn't see a single swimmer stopping for a drink. They just want to race, and they won't get this disadvantage of wasting a few seconds and stop. They want to keep the tempo up and not starting from zero again. But as we could see, the smaller group behind them, they are not in the medals picture. So they stopped. It's a long race, 10 kilometers. These swimmers are unbelievable. The effort they put in the practices, in the water, in the racing.
שימו לב, אנחנו כבר בסיבוב האחרון של
It's the last lap.
אז מודדי הזמן גם כבר יכולים להתחיל להיערך עוד מעט לקראת הסיום. יש עוד הקפה שלמה.
We have a full lap and it's over. It's gonna be over. Oh. Predicting time of an hour and 54, hour 55. And you could see another Israeli is out by now. So hard to be there 80% of the race and not finishing it, but sometimes you just can't. Your body won't let you.
Pasquale Sanzullo and Dario Verani, that's the top 10. עידו גל כרגע שני מבין הישראלים. ויונתן אחדות שלישי.
For the Israelis, the top three are Matan Roditi, which is in the leading pack. I think he's 7th as now. Ido Gal in 2nd for the Israelis and Yonatan Achdut in 3rd.
Andre, Juiz and Rosa. Eva Fabian is 13 right now. Orion Gabla not far after her, 19.
For the women, Eva Fabian is 1st for Israel, 13 overall. Starting their 7th lap, the women. Anna Cunha is in the lead. Ahead of 3 Italians, Giulia, Ginevra and Barbara, followed by 3 French girls, Ocean, Lisa and Caroline, and that's pretty much the top 8, including the 2 girls from Portugal, placed 9th and 10th, Andrea Angelica and Rosa Mafalda. For the men, the top 3 are Azovsky, Marc Olivier and Greg Paltinieri. That's the podium we had yesterday in the 5 kilometers. I wonder if it's gonna stay the same today. Those are big players. We also have Matan Roditi, the Israeli, placed 7th. He's also in the medal picture. 4th place in Tokyo, Matan Roditi, 23 years old Israeli. Our leading star in open water and long distance at the pool. We have 5 Italians, 6 Italians stocking the top 10. Really dominating the race, the field. Halfway through their last lap. It's gonna be a killer pace at the end. These guys are saving their legs, saving their energy, and gonna leave everything at the pool, at the water. Top 3 women for Israel after the 6th lap. And first is Eva Fabian, 13 overall. Second is Orion Gablan, 19 overall. And third is Omer Schwartz, 24th overall. We are an hour and 50 in the race. They have around 400 meters 400-500 meters for the rest of it as the leading man. Out of 40 swimmers in the men, we are left with 35. Some of them didn't make it to the end as of now, but I don't think anybody else would leave in the last lap. The women, still everyone is in the race except one, a single girl. We can see the men. They will have to make two close turns, and get into the final gate. It's a different gate. The one in the right side of the platoon, the closer one to the shore. And that would be the finish gate with a touch pad, touch bar. They will have to touch it, throw their hands. Also put a lot of attention on how to do it. Go a little bit up and in front and not over. We can see the lane lines. They have to go between the lane lines and narrow down to the gate. So the men will take a right. As for the women, have another whole lap. They will still go to the left, to the farther gate. Referees and media are stacking up the end line just to get a best photo finish and decision making in case it's gonna be close. I can see the drone is coming up right over the gate. Last moments for the men. They are about to sprint in. As we expected, it would be well under 2 hours.
The leading pack is getting near the finish line.
They are almost at the finish line.
It looks like it's gonna be very close.
It's gonna be hard to tell. It's gonna be hard to call.
Here it is.
Fighting their way in.
Oh, this is gonna be close to the finish.
50 meters.
50 meters to go.
50 meters to go. We can see tempo is going up. These guys are sprinting. Oh, it's gonna be close. I'm not making any assumption until I see the time. Going almost together.
And
I think it
it's
was Brazowski.
with the win.
Brazowski with the min.
Second.
2 Italians in second and
Andre
third.
Paltrinieri and Olivier.
I think Olivier was fourth.
Guidi and Matan Roditi. I think Matan is seventh.
Matan Roditi in seventh.
But what a great win for Azovsky. What a great finish.
What a finish for Azovsky. He was the leader for absolutely most of the race.
Oh, nice, very close.
Paltinieri in third, Aser Zena in second, almost touching the goal for the gold.
Finishes now. Also,
Olivier just missed the podium.
Bethlehem. Furlan.
And that's the top 5 for the men.
Sansulo.
3 Italians.
Zitouni.
Hungarian on the very top. And Olivier, the Frenchman, in fourth. Our Israeli Matan Roditi, I believe, was seventh.
Was going to be second from the Israelis.
Yeah, Matan Roditi is seventh.
We can tell you that in the women's event, Ana Cunha is with the lead, with a massive lead. She just flew away.
As we heard, Ana Cunha took a massive lead. She flew away, a part of the group of the women. She probably caught up with some men and bye-bye the rest of the field. Great times for the men. I can see them exhausted, walking outside the water.
Cassignon now passing the gate. One more lap to go for her. She's second after Ana Cunha. I think it's Tadeucci, third.
You can see the top times for the men. So close, the top 2. Domenico almost touched the gold, but Krzysztof Razowski, after missing the gold 3 months ago here in Israel, is the winner by a hair. Touched him out. And that's why it's so important to also practice the finish. How to place the hand. How are you gonna do it with the right hand, with the left hand? Over the head, a little in front. You cannot miss the gate. It will cost you time. Great race. Ana Cunha is increasing her lead. I wonder how much different it's gonna be between the rest of the field and her. She is absolutely gonna take it. Flew away. The men posting great times, well under 2 hours. I will wait for the official times to call what are the Israelis placed. Except of Matan Roditi we've seen. More people coming to the end. It's so interesting how they break down to different groups, smaller groups, and still racing each other. Even if they are not in the podium or the medals, they still fighting until the last meter just to put a hand ahead of the guys next to them. Beautiful, beautiful shots give us better perspective of the field using drones, boats. Sometimes they even do underwater cameras so we can see the beautiful shore of Eilat. Let's see if we got the official time for the men. I mean the rest of the field. We've seen the top 10. Still not updated, but I will keep you posted. The woman must be halfway of the last lap by now of time. It's hour and 56 minutes. We've seen Jonathan Achdut just touching the wall, touching the gate, getting out. 10 kilometers, 18 years old. He was going around 2 hours 2:01, I believe, considering the 5 minutes difference between the women.
חד.
We will move to an interview with the winner. I will keep you posted right after it.
Krzysztof Razowski, the winner here in Eilat. It was a tough race.
Yeah, it was really tough, but it was really funny too with the waves. I like to swim in these conditions because you need some other tactic than without any wave. So it was really funny. I enjoyed it, and I'm really happy I could win. Actually, I was really fast in the finish, so I had to push again and push more, but it wasn't easy. So yeah, I'm really happy I could win after yesterday's 5K where I was third. So yeah, I'm really happy now.
It was a pretty strong group of swimmers there. Was it a bit tactical for you in the first 3 or 4 laps?
Yeah, it was really hard to know what to do in the big group of lot of Italian. All of them is really good swimmers, so it's not easy to find a good tactic. But I know that in this choppy weather, it's maybe the best decision to go to the front and try to make a bigger pace. So I tried this and it managed, so I'm really happy.
Congratulations for the win.
Thank you.
Just back live after the interview with Razowski, the winner for the men. We are waiting to see what's going on in the women field. 2 hours and 6 in the race. 6 minutes, 11 seconds. We've seen more and more men finish the end line. Just to finish such a race, it's an achievement by itself. They are very happy, no matter the time. Very happy. You can see them celebrating. You would think they just want to rest after such a race and be exhausted, but I can see him celebrating in the water. Yes, this is over, and for the man, that's the best feeling to be after. More and more women finish the 7th lap by now, heading to the last lap. We could see the finish for the women by so much. Marcela Cunha. She was drafting. She did draft after the men.
She just broke through and went forward.
She flew out from the pack. She stick to the men. She is like, okay, girls, I'm out of it. It was nice to swim with you.
Second straight win here in Eilat. She won also
I
in
wonder
December.
what the gap would be from the second place. She is absolutely on a different level. It's beautiful to see. Olympic gold medalist here in Israel,
We will have
dominating the
over
field.
Second place and third place. Let's see who's got to the medals.
That played for air advantage, being so close with the men. Great time of 2:06. Beautiful race for the Ana Cunha. And a birthday gift for her, a gold medal. She just celebrated 30 yesterday. And this is the fight for the silver.
Second, Oceana Cassignol. And third, Ginevra Tadeucci.
Cassignol is second for the French. A whole minute and 21 seconds after Ana Cunha. That's around more than 100 meters behind her. Tadeucci is in third, the Italian. We could see the women, they had much tighter race during the whole race, a huge pack of women, but it broke down to 5 girls separated, not by much, but easy to tell. In comparison to the men, who got in different groups from the beginning, but the finish was super tight. Josie from France closing the top 8. 2 hours and 37 minutes. More women are coming in. We have the final results for the men. For the Israelis, Roditi Matan, which is placed 7th overall, is the first Israeli. Second place for the Israelis is Ido Gal, 20th over. 10 kilometers for the women. We have the final results as well. Ana Cunha, Ocean Casinol, and Ginevra Tadeucci, the Italian, in third. We don't have any Israeli in the top 8. I wonder to see which place. They are finished. And this is our small private beach we are all sitting in, waiting to welcome them. And congrats after such a race. We will have an interview with Ana Cunha, the winner, soon. That was great and pleasure to be with you guys today. I was Avi Cohen.
מתן רודיטי, אלוף ישראל, מקום שביעי בסבב. תשמע, זה היה משחק קשוח, סכם לנו אותו מהצד שלך.
היה משחק לא פשוט, היו הרבה מאוד גלים. לא חושב שהייתי במשחק כזה מבחינת הגלים, זה באמת היה פקטור מאוד מאוד משמעותי במשחק. היה משחק טוב, קצב היה מאוד מאוד חזק, באו הרבה איטלקים חזקים, הרבה הונגרים, נבחרות שיש להם עומק שכל אחד מהם באמת יכול להיות באולימפיאדה, ושחינו בקצב מהיר מאוד. אני בסך הכל שמח מזה ששמרתי על תואר של אלוף ישראל, וזהו נראה לי.
ולא פחות חשוב, זה גם קריטריון אליפות עולם, קריטריון אליפות אירופה, אז עכשיו יש שקט קצת להתכונן למשימות הבינלאומיות של הקיץ.
כן, עכשיו יש שקט, שאני יודע שעשיתי את הקריטריון לאליפות אירופה והעולם, ומסתכל לשם.
שיהיה בהצלחה.
תודה רבה.
Listen, everyone, we want you, please, everyone that finished the race, please get dressed real quick. We have wind here. We don't want you to get cold. Please get dressed. It's a doctor's request. שימו לב, מי שסיים, בבקשה, בגדים עליכם כמה שיותר מהר. תודה. אווה פביאן, אלופת ישראל שוב, אבל היה משחק קשה, you said violent.
Part of the function of having smaller loops, like in this case we had 8, is that there's not very much time for the swimmers to spread out, so essentially it becomes like very much a bit of a dogfight in there. So with a bit less distance between the buoys, it ends up just very caught up, so it was a very tough physical race out there today for sure.
We saw somewhere when the men caught the women that it was just like a total chaos, and Anna was up front. Did you even see what's going on there?
Unfortunately, the boys kind of came straight through the pack, so I got a few hits, so I really wasn't able to get a good estimate, of what was going on. I'm aware that happens sometimes, though, when the packs merge, so I knew that would be a possibility, and I just tried to stay the best I could, see whoever's feet I could get on and stay with. Another reason that 8 loops is a bit tricky is that you end up having chaos like that out there on the course, which is probably not ideal, but is definitely part of the sport, so, I have to adjust.
And on the upside, it's a cut for the world champs and European champs.
I hope so. I'm not sure. We'll have to see how they evaluate the performance, but I swim everything I could out there. I felt like a lot of it was really strong. There were a lot of uncontrollables out there today. Hopefully at Worlds and Europeans there won't be a mixing up of the races together, but it happens sometimes, so you have to be prepared for whatever's going to go out there. So yeah.
Congratulations, Eva.
Thank you.
כל מי שסיים או סיימה ולא לקח את האקרדיטציה מהשולחן, בבקשה, עשו זאת. Please take your accreditation from the desk. After finishing the race, please take your accreditation so we will know everyone is out of the water. Please do that.
Ana Cunha, winner of the 10K, the women's event. That was a great race by you.
Yes, it's a very good race. When the guys catch the girls, I'm trying to do to film the guys, and I put what I have, and when the guys finish, it's just one more lap, and I think I'm so far for the other girls, and I put what I have today, and it's a good race. It's in Brazil now. We're training a lot for the World Championship, so today it's we passed the race, but it's a very good race.
And I know that you celebrated 30th birthday, and they celebrated also in the hotel, in the technical meeting. How was that?
Yes, it's very important for me. You know, it's finished 20, so we start a new one. It's a 30, and I'm very happy because here it's a very special place for me. It's when I start with Fernando's, my first win. So I love to come back to Eilat, to Israel, and it's my birthday yesterday, so I'm very happy.
We also very much love that you are here with us in Eilat. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. See you in December.